Tonight, I want to talk about a truth so simple, yet so powerful, the difference between chasing dreams and being held back by doubts. Every great achievement in history began with someone willing to stay awake, working, thinking, and planning, not because of fear, but because of passion. Dreams demand energy, persistence, and yes, even sleepless nights. Doubts, on the other hand, drain us, make us procrastinate, and keep us trapped in the comfort of what-ifs. Today, I want to focus on something that shapes every decision, every action, and every moment of our lives: the power of our dreams and the weight of our doubts. We live in a world full of distractions, full of voices telling us what we cannot do, what is impossible, or what is too risky. Every day, doubts creep in. They whisper in our minds, "You're not ready. You don't have enough experience. Someone else is better, or maybe this is not for you." And so often, we listen. We allow these doubts to influence our choices, to slow our progress, and sometimes to stop us entirely. But imagine a world where you chose to do the opposite. Imagine choosing, every single time, to prioritize your dreams over your doubts. What could that world look like? What could your life look like if doubts no longer dictated your actions and dreams became the compass guiding your every step? To prioritize your dreams over your doubts means to put your aspirations, your visions, and your potential above fear. It means that the voice inside you that says, "I can do this, I want to try, I will push forward," becomes louder than the voice of hesitation. Hesitation that is fueled by worry, by uncertainty, and by the fear of failure. Doubts are natural. They are part of being human. No one is free from them. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced doubts. The difference is that they refused to let those doubts control them. They made a conscious choice to act in favor of their dreams, even when the path was unclear, even when the obstacles seemed insurmountable. They decided that the dream itself, the life they envisioned for themselves, was worth more than the fear that tried to hold them back. Think for a moment about the people who inspire us the most. Every inventor, every leader, every visionary who changed the world started with a dream. Thomas Edison dreamed of light where there was darkness. He faced countless failures, experiments that didn't work, moments when even those around him doubted him. But he didn't let their doubts, nor his own, stop him. He prioritized his dream, and eventually the world was illuminated in ways it had never known. Oprah Winfrey dreamed of a platform where she could inspire, educate, and empower millions. She faced rejection, ridicule, and setbacks, but she kept her focus on her dream, not the doubts that could have ended her journey. Steve Jobs dreamed of a world transformed by technology. He was fired from the company he founded, faced criticism, and endured failure after failure. But he never let the doubts define his path. His dream did. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every revolutionary idea began with someone prioritizing their dreams over their doubts. Prioritizing dreams over doubts doesn't mean you ignore challenges. It doesn't mean you pretend failure won't happen or that life will be easy. In fact, the opposite is true. Dreams are demanding. They require courage, persistence, and hard work. They require waking up when it's easier to sleep, trying when it's easier to quit, and believing when it's easier to give up. When doubts arise, and they will, you confront them with action. You don't wait for the perfect conditions or for fear to disappear. You act anyway. You move forward, even if the steps are small, because every step taken in the direction of your dream is more powerful than 1,000 hours spent worrying about what could go wrong. We live in a society that often rewards caution, conformity, and playing it safe. From a young age, we are taught to avoid risk, to seek stability, and to question our abilities. While this is important in some aspects of life, it can be deadly to your dreams if it becomes the default mode of thinking. Doubts grow in the shadows of inaction. They thrive when you hesitate, when you allow fear to shape your choices, and when you measure yourself against others instead of your own potential. But when you put your dreams first, doubts begin to shrink. They are still there, yes, but they lose their power because your actions are louder than your fears. The more you prioritize your dreams, the more your confidence grows, and the more your doubts become mere background noise instead of life-defining barriers. Prioritizing your dreams over your doubts also requires a mindset shift. It requires looking at challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Every obstacle becomes a lesson, every failure a step closer to success. Doubts are just thoughts, they are not facts. They are not permanent, and they are not stronger than your will. Your dreams, on the other hand, are tangible when you act on them. They are built with every effort, every sacrifice, and every moment you choose action over hesitation. The moment you decide to focus on your dreams, you take control of your life. You refuse to be a prisoner of fear and uncertainty, and you start to create your future with intention and courage. Consider the way children approach the world. A child dreams without doubt, without hesitation, and without fear of failure. They see possibilities everywhere, they imagine endlessly, and they act boldly. Somewhere along the way, most of us lose that fearless imagination. Doubts creep in, and we stop dreaming with the same intensity. We start asking, what if it doesn't work, instead of what can I create? Prioritizing your dreams is about reclaiming that childlike courage. It's about allowing yourself to imagine boldly and act boldly, even in the face of uncertainty. It's about telling yourself that your dreams deserve more attention than your fears, and that your potential deserves more energy than your hesitation. This is not just about big, life-altering goals either. Prioritizing your dreams over your doubts applies to everyday life. It's about choosing to take that extra step in your career, learning that new skill you've been hesitant to try, starting that project that excites you, or having that conversation that could change your relationships. Every small choice to act on your dreams chips away at the power of doubt. Every small victory over fear builds momentum and confidence. It creates a habit, a way of living, that says, my dreams matter more than my fears, and I will act accordingly. It is important to remember that prioritizing dreams over doubts is not a one-time decision. It is a continuous practice. Doubts will always try to return, especially when challenges arise or when progress feels slow. That is normal. What separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck is not the absence of doubt, but the persistence to act despite it. You may feel fear, uncertainty, or insecurity, and that is natural. But what matters is that you keep moving forward. You keep your eyes on the dream, your hands on the work, and your heart committed to the vision you hold for yourself. Over time, this persistence transforms not only your results, but your mindset. You begin to see yourself as someone who can overcome obstacles, someone who can turn dreams into reality, and someone who refuses to let doubt dictate their life. Prioritizing dreams over doubts also inspires those around you. When people see someone taking bold steps toward their vision, when they see someone refusing to let fear hold them back, they are motivated to do the same. Dreams are contagious. When you act courageously, you give permission to others to do the same. Your life becomes an example of what is possible when you refuse to let doubts control your choices. This ripple effect can transform communities, workplaces, and even entire societies. The impact of prioritizing your dreams extends far beyond your own life. It can inspire change and possibility in the lives of countless others. Finally, prioritizing your dreams over your doubts is about creating a life of fulfillment. Doubts often lead to regret because they keep us from taking action. Dreams, when pursued, lead to growth, satisfaction, and a sense of purpose. A life lived chasing dreams is a life of courage, action, and meaning. It is a life where you are not defined by fear, but by the choices you make and the efforts you invest in creating something extraordinary. The moment you decide that your dreams matter more than your doubts, you take the first step toward a life that is truly your own, a life that reflects your potential, your passion, and your highest aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no time to waste listening to the voice of doubt. It is tempting, it is comfortable, and it is familiar, but it will never build, create, or inspire. Dreams demand your attention, your energy, and your courage. They are worth losing sleep over, worth sacrificing for, and worth fighting for. The path may not be easy, the nights may be long, and the obstacles may seem impossible at times, but the reward is priceless. A life where dreams take precedence over doubts is a life of achievement, of purpose, and of limitless possibility. So, I urge you, every time doubt creeps into your mind, every time fear whispers that you cannot succeed, remember the power of prioritizing your dreams. Let your vision be stronger than your hesitation. Let your action drown out your fear, and let your dreams guide every choice you make. Lose sleep over your dreams, not your doubts. Focus on what is possible. not what is uncertain. The future belongs to those who act in favor of their dreams, who refuse to let doubt define them, and who are willing to give everything to make their vision a reality. I want to talk about something we all experience but rarely confront directly: doubt. Doubt is sneaky. It creeps into your mind quietly, often disguised as caution or reason. At first, it seems harmless, like a gentle whisper asking you to pause or think carefully. But if you listen too long, doubt grows louder. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you from taking the very actions that could transform your life. Doubt is not just a fleeting feeling, it is a force that can hold you hostage if you let it. It is the invisible barrier that keeps dreams on paper and potential unfulfilled. And what is worse, it does so subtly, making you believe that you are being responsible, careful, or practical, when in reality, it is keeping you stuck in a place far below your true capabilities. Think for a moment about the times in your life when you held back because you doubted yourself. Perhaps it was in your career, where you hesitated to take that promotion, pitch that idea, or start your own venture, because the voice in your head said, "What if I fail?" Maybe it was in your relationships, where you didn't express your feelings or take a chance on someone because you doubted whether you were worthy or whether things would work out. Or perhaps it was in personal growth, where you avoided learning a new skill, starting a new habit, or pursuing a goal because doubt whispered, "You're not ready, you're not capable, it's too risky." Each time doubt stopped you, it took a little piece of your energy, a little piece of your momentum, and a little piece of your confidence. It saps the will to act and replaces it with inaction. Doubt thrives in comfort zones. It makes staying where you are seem safe, acceptable, and logical. The comfort zone is a trap disguised as security. Inside it, you feel protected from failure, judgment, and disappointment. You feel a temporary sense of relief. But the truth is, comfort zones are cages. They prevent growth, creativity, and transformation. Doubt convinces you that taking risks, making mistakes, or stepping into the unknown is dangerous, even though it is in those very risks that growth and opportunity lie. Every breakthrough, every meaningful achievement, every story of success is a story of someone who stepped out of their comfort zone, took a risk, and refused to let doubt dictate their choices. Energy is finite. Every minute spent worrying about what could go wrong, every second lost overthinking, every thought consumed by "I'm not good enough" or "I can't do this," is energy stolen from action. Doubt doesn't just stop you from moving forward, it actively drains you, leaving you exhausted, frustrated, and paralyzed. Have you ever noticed how stressful it is to sit with uncertainty, letting your mind spiral over every possible failure? That energy, if channeled into action, could have already created momentum toward your goal. Doubt is a thief of time and vitality. It keeps you busy with worry, while your dreams patiently wait for your courage to show up. The key to overcoming doubt is to recognize it for what it is, a mental pattern, not a fact. Doubt is a habit of thought that can be challenged and transformed. It is a voice, not reality. The moment you identify doubt as a drain on your energy rather than a necessary caution, you gain power over it. You realize that your energy is precious, that every decision to listen to fear is a decision to delay your progress, and that action, no matter how imperfect, is far more energizing than hesitation. Acting on your goals gives you confidence, momentum, and clarity. In contrast, succumbing to doubt leaves you stagnant, unsure, and unfulfilled. Every step forward, even if small, replenishes your energy, while every moment spent dwelling on doubt depletes it further. History is filled with examples of people who refused to let doubt drain them, and as a result, accomplished extraordinary feats. Consider the Wright brothers. Before they built the first successful airplane, countless people told them it was impossible. Doubt surrounded them, not only in the world but also likely within their own minds, but they refused to allow doubt to dominate their energy. They experimented, failed repeatedly, and kept moving forward with relentless persistence. Doubt did not stop them because they refused to give it the power to consume their energy. They prioritized action, and their dreams took flight. Doubt also becomes stronger when you isolate yourself, when you spend too much time alone with your thoughts, analyzing every risk, imagining every failure. Doubt grows louder. That is why taking action, no matter how small, is critical. Movement breaks the cycle. Every time you act despite doubt, you reclaim energy that doubt would have stolen from you. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence weak. Hence doubt. This is why it is said that action is the antidote to fear. The more you move, the less power doubt has. The more you create, the less room doubt has to grow. The more you take chances, the less energy is wasted on hesitation. Doubt cannot survive where energy and action are abundant. It is important to understand that doubt is not only internal, it is reinforced externally as well. Society often reinforces doubt, whether through criticism, comparison, or cultural expectations. People may tell you, "You can't do that, that's too risky," or "Why bother?" These voices feed doubt, but they are only influential if you allow them to control your energy. The moment you choose to focus on your dreams, your goals, and the actions that move you forward, these external doubts lose their grip. You create an internal shield of determination, a source of energy that no amount of criticism or skepticism can deplete. When you prioritize your energy toward action, you stop giving it away to doubts, both internal and external. Another way doubt drains energy is by keeping you stuck in indecision. We often think that not deciding is safe, but indecision is actually a trap that consumes your mental and emotional energy. The longer you stay uncertain, the more exhausted you feel. Every time you delay action because of doubt, you spend energy weighing possibilities, imagining worst-case scenarios, and replaying negative outcomes. This mental exhaustion leads to stress, anxiety, and even physical fatigue. Acting decisively, even imperfectly, preserves energy. Each decision, each small step, restores focus and strengthens resolve. Momentum, no matter how gradual, recharges energy, while doubt relentlessly depletes it. To break free from doubt, you must also surround yourself with energy, positivity, and action-oriented people. When you are around those who encourage progress, celebrate efforts, and focus on solutions, doubt loses power. Their energy is contagious. It motivates you to move forward, to act, and to take risks. Conversely, spending too much time with negativity, skepticism, or people who constantly highlight risks reinforces doubt and drains energy. Choose your environment carefully. Energy, like doubt, is contagious. Feed your mind and spirit with sources that amplify action and minimize hesitation. Consider the world of entrepreneurship. Every successful entrepreneur has faced doubt, both their own and from others. But those who succeed prioritize action over hesitation, energy over fear, and progress over worry. They understand that doubts are natural, but they refuse to let them dictate where their energy goes. Instead of wasting mental power imagining failure, they focus on creating solutions, iterating on ideas, and moving forward despite uncertainty. Energy spent on doubt produces nothing. Energy spent on action produces growth, learning, and results. Doubt also limits creativity. When you doubt yourself, your ideas, or your potential, your mind becomes constrained. You start thinking in small, safe ways instead of bold, imaginative ways. You settle for mediocrity rather than exploring new possibilities. But when you act despite doubt, creativity flourishes. Energy flows into problem-solving, experimentation, and innovation. Every act of courage frees your mind from the chains of hesitation, allowing you to explore the possibilities that doubt would otherwise keep hidden. It is important to remember that doubt is universal. Everyone experiences it. The difference between those who achieve and those who remain stagnant is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to prioritize energy and action over fear. Doubt will always exist, but you can choose whether it controls your life or whether it becomes background noise while you pursue your goals. Every time you take action despite doubt, you strengthen your ability to act again the next time. Doubt loses energy, and your potential gains momentum. In your personal life, in your career, in your passions, and in your dreams, doubt will always try to creep in. It will always whisper reasons to stop, excuses to wait, or fears to retreat. But you have a choice. You can let doubt drain your energy, leaving you tired, frustrated, and unfulfilled. Or you can redirect that energy toward action, progress, and growth. Every small step forward, every courageous decision, every attempt made despite fear reclaims the energy doubt tries to steal. This is how you break free from stagnation. This is how you move beyond your comfort zone. This is how you unlock the full potential within you. Ladies and gentlemen, do not underestimate the power of doubt to drain your energy and prevent action. Do not allow it to dictate the course of your life or the measure of your potential. Recognize it, confront it, and refuse to let it control you. Prioritize action, focus on your dreams, and invest your energy where it matters. Doubt is a thief. Action is a gift. Choose wisely where you spend your energy, and you will discover that there is no limit to what you can achieve when doubt is no longer the master of your mind and your energy is fully committed to your dreams.